Hey Uconn Nation, it's KK Arnold here. If you're looking for the latest Uconn women's basketball content, go subscribe to listen up to Phil and Ryan. Go Huskies!
I made a big mistake, Ryan, and I admit it. I have to go back to the video yesterday. I said that UConn lost to Delph. I apologize to everybody who comes through on the podcast. Of course, though, you did have my back. So thank goodness for you. And I know you have my back this morning again as we come on this Friday. TGIF, Ryan, March the 7th. UConn women's basketball claims four major Big East awards, according to the UConn blog. And I know that you had that for us broken down this morning on March 7th.
Yeah, just got the internet connection thing, so hopefully we can get through this episode okay. Always something wrong on Listen Up with the internet or something. But yeah, it's always a fun time of the year when the regular season is over. Always ends so quickly, but we do get all these award announcements. These are really no surprise to a lot of people and all really, really well deserved. First, we have Paige Beckers winning Big East Player of the Year for the second season in a row. She's the fourth Husky all time to win three Conference Player of the Year awards. Sarah Strong wins Big East Freshman of the Year. Again, well deserved. No surprise there. Like I mentioned in yesterday's video, 10 Freshmen of the Week honors, and I believe she's going to win Freshman of the Year for the entire nation. She's been unbelievable all year long. And Ashlyn Shade received the Sixth Woman of the Year award. Shade played great off the bench for most of the year. I think like last year with the Big East Freshman Award, Ashlyn won that, but KK Arnold deserved it as well. And just like the Sixth Woman of the Year award, I think KK would have also been deserving of that this year. But again, Ashlyn Shade played great for us again, and both of them, like we say, going to have great roles continue to end the season here and again next year. And finally, Gino shared the Coach of the Year award with Marquette coach Kara Consegra. So congrats to both of them. Of course, Gino, no surprise with that award. Paige, Azzi, Sarah were also selected to the Big East first team. Sarah was a unanimous selection to the all freshman team. So again, all of these very well deserved. UConn dominating the awards just like they did, dominating every Big East team this year, going undefeated in conference play once again. And I think it's going to be interesting in this tournament if UConn gets tested any, or do they just run through the Big East just like they did it in the regular season? Because
Run
if
through, run through.
if you look at the bracket, UConn could play Marquette and in the semifinal and possibly Seton Hall in the championship if they win their quarterfinal match and beat Creighton in the semis. But those two teams who I think have to win this tournament to make it to March Madness. So do these teams give UConn more of a test, or do the Huskies just make easy work of them once again?
Nah, running through. No last check-ins, Ryan. You know it. We all know it. Running right through. Let's go over to comments very quickly this morning. And you said it right. Huskies are set to begin the postseason on Saturday, and we will all join you and watch the game recap tomorrow, Ryan. And after that noon game against the winner of St. John's and Butler, so Ryan, they're going to either face St. John's or Butler, and I'm assuming that they would play today. St. John's and Butler, that is.
Yeah, those two teams should play today. And like I said, Creighton and Seton Hall, that'll be a good matchup. And yeah, possibly UConn playing Marquette in the semifinals.
Jason D'Amico said, let's get through the bet injury free. Then we can worry about rankings and scheduling. Paige, Aubrey, and AZ have a long year ahead of them. They are going to have to pace themselves for the next week or two. I'm holding my breath. Peace.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, still a lot of work to be done. The season far from over. Still a whole month of grind, and hopefully, a whole month left for the Uconn Huskies to play basketball. But yeah, it's not definitely doesn't get any easier. Gets far from easier from this point on. So even the Big East tournament gotta grind it out. Even though Mohegan Sun, probably Uconn is gonna be heavily favored in terms of the fans there, and the two home games at Gamble, I believe, for the first and second round. But past that, it's going to get more and more difficult.
This is one of the main reasons why we came on this morning. CJ said they didn't lose to Texas. Come on, Phil, be better.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I told you yesterday, everybody makes mistakes, and that's why we're both on here to correct
Started with a
each other
T.
and make it
Start,
right. So.
yeah, it started with a T. I knew that. It was a T team. That's what I texted you, a T team. So Tennessee, not Texas. How about one more, Ryan? Let's go over to Lindsay Matthews. Haven't heard from her in a while. I'm glad they are ranked number 3. They don't need the added pressure of expectation by ranking number 1. The only thing that really matters is winning the national championship. That's it. We need number 12 to finish off the year. Whoa.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, when March Madness starts, all of the AP poll rankings go away, and really none of the seeding matters in March Madness as long as you get in. I mean, the season is reset, and it's just game by game from there. You win your round, you advance, and you go from there. So, it's sometimes it's hard to block out that side of things, but I think UConn and the coaching staff does pretty good job of preparing all the ladies of that every single year. So yeah, this is where it's gonna get fun.
I have one for myself, Ryan. Usually we direct them to you, but now Brian says great video as usual, guys. So Phil, how do you stop Juju? I don't double team Ryan. Maybe Ryan has to help me out on this, just like everything else.
Yeah, well, it's it's a very tall task. Yeah, I'm excited to watch USC in the tournament to see what teams try to throw at them. She hasn't been stopped really all this year, so it's going to be interesting to see what teams try to do. But I think they have a very good chance of making a deep run in this tournament.
This one's interesting too. It's going to be very difficult to get a shooter like Fudd to UConn. Remember, Paige willed Fudd to UConn. Maybe just maybe Paige can recruit someone similar to her or AZ to keep the standard.
Yeah, well, that's why I said about possibly having to go out in the transfer portal and finding a guard that can score for this team. If AZ does decide to leave, I mean, it's hard to find. It's almost impossible to find a replacement. We talked about in the past years when players leave, don't really find an exact place a replacement for players, but just trying to go out and find somebody that fits that kind of mold, and UConn could definitely use a nice scoring guard if AZ does leave.
All right, Rob. We look forward to the game recap tomorrow with you on Listen Up, and good luck to the Huskies in the Big East tournament.